Hey guys, my name is Nick and welcome back to the channel, and in this video we are continuing with the Blood Angel Showcase. And this specific video is going to be covering all of the remaining infantry. So I've already done all my HQs, I've already done my Death Company. Now we're going to focus on the boys in red themselves and maybe some boys in gold as well. If you are enjoying this series guys and you want to keep up to date with the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell button for all notifications of all my videos. But without further ado, let's go and check out the Blood Angels and all the boys in red/gold. First up is the tactical squad. So I've only actually got photographs of one of these. The other photographs seem to have got corrupted, but I do have two tactical squads fully completed. The second one coming with a plasma gun and a flamer. Now the Blood Angels project was an exercise in a little bit of speed painting. So there's sort of one, maybe two levels of highlighting, which is quite subtle, and then just one level of shading. All the iconography was hand painted with exception of the Blood Angels chapter mark. Over the time they've been stored, unfortunately those chapter markings, you can now see how bad the original decals were that were applied to these, and you can see that crustiness around the outside. I don't know why that's happened. I think that might just be a factor of heat and storage going on, but yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. I might have to go over that with some varnish and then matte that back down again so that that disappears, but unfortunately so, that is going to appear in the pictures of this showcase. Every unit in this army has unique iconography as well to dictate which part of the force they come from. So you can see here on the knee pads of this Devastator squad that's all armed with 4 missile launchers that they've got that black and yellow iconography. Now going through the codex, I did try to adhere to the exact company markings of the Blood Angels chapter. So there are some that have got blue with skulls on, black with skulls on. It all depended which squad they were within the chapter, within the company itself. So for those fluff bunnies that are really good on their Blood Angel iconography, should be able to recognise, I believe this is the Blood Angels 3rd company, and then all the individual markings are as they should be. You can see there the sergeant with his black shoulder pad. He has an inversed shoulder pad, which is standard for all the markings that I could discover online and in the codex. And obviously being Devastators, they come with blue helmets. Conversely, the Assault Marines will come with yellow, and we'll see those in a second. So moving on then, let's take a look at the Assault Marines. As I just mentioned, the Assault Marines tactical markings are yellow helmets to identify those in the battlefield. And these guys, I've got hand flamers in these. Now they were sort of the weapon of choice a couple of editions ago. They're not necessarily the right choice these days, although pistol weapons in close combat are pretty nifty. See there, the sergeant's got a hand flamer, and then there's 2 guys with hand flamers. Sergeant also with a power weapon. But pretty much, yep, these are your sort of chainsword welding lunatics that are first into the fight. And Blood Angels are specifically keen, and all of their Marines are trained in the use of jump packs, which is one of their unique traits, I guess. For the Blood Angels, they do like to get into close combat and do like to ride around using the thrusters of their jump packs. Again, as you can see, the single teardrop on the arm, and then if you look closely you can see on the knee pads the specific markings for the 1st squad in the 2nd company of Assault Marines. Now we're going to stick to the jump pack theme for a little bit longer as we look at the Vanguard Veterans. Now these models are metal. That shows how old they are. I think they're available in fine cast now maybe. But these were the original 5 metal guys. A little bit of kit bashing going on here to make sure they all have plasma pistols, as that seemed to be a good idea at the time. Whether they're, you know, great in game these days, I have not played with my Blood Angels in 8th edition, so I can't really comment. I'd imagine they probably come out quite expensive with power weapons and plasma pistols and jump packs everywhere. But, you know, it's a nice addition to have to the force. They were a nice little purchase and sort of added a bit more Blood Angel flavour with more jump packs and more close combat focused guys. So, yeah, these they're pretty heavy, pretty unstable because they're on 25mm bases. Next up we have a bunch of Terminators. Now I've got 15 of these guys, all armed slightly differently. So this is a sort of a standard Terminator loadout really, in my opinion. So we've got a missile rack, we've got lots of storm bolters, and then we've got a sergeant with a power weapon. There's quite a few little bits of Forge World shoulder pad action going on in a lot of these as well. So Forge World did do an upgrade kit to make your Terminators a little bit more bling. and you'll see that sort of scattered throughout this this unit of Terminators and also the next couple of Terminators. So yeah, these are kind of bog standard, you know, one of the sort of the cheapest loadouts I think you can do for a set of Terminators, really. Yeah, nothing really to write home about these guys. They are just sort of your bog standard Terminators. Now move on to the second squad of Terminators. Again, sort of vaguely similarly equipped. I've just swapped out the missile rack for an assault cannon in this case. And in fact, the Sergeant doesn't even have a power weapon. He's got a power fist as well. But for the astute amongst you, you may notice that a lot of these models in this particular squad come from the Space Hulk set. And what I've done is just removed the basing that comes with the Space Hulk set and then just remounted them onto 40mm bases. So you can see there's all those Gene Stealer parts and other bits that sort of define them really as Space Hulk Terminators. And yeah, they've got the little hand sensor on there going on. And yeah, it's just another unit, and I thought, you know, with the variety that you got with the push fit models that came with Space Hulk, it was a good addition to the Blood Angel forces. And just a little comparison of the guys that are wielding the heavy weapons there. And as you can see, these are the Space Hulk Marines. There's lots more bling on these, lots more sort of detail, lots more Blood Angel iconography, and yeah, all the sort of the bits and pieces that go with that set. Then the final unit, we have Thunderhammers and Storm Shields. These are pretty much everyone's go-to Terminators, right? They are completely butch in combat, especially now those don't go last. They just have an unwieldy -1 to hit in combat. But more importantly, they rock that very important 3+ invulnerable save thanks to their Storm Shields. And that is proving a rather useful ability to have in 8th edition with all those wounds flying around and all that modifying stuff that goes on with all the weapons. Being able to chin a lot of that on your Storm Shield is quite good, and even more so when they've now got 2 wounds apiece. So yeah, that's the final guys of my Terminator unit. And just to wrap it up, there are all 15 all placed together, all looking rather butch and manly and Blood Angel-like. So we move into the final unit of the showcase, that is the Boys in Gold, also known as the Sanguinary Guard. Now these are pretty special in terms of modelling. One of the first unique kits, I think, that came out for the Blood Angels when they were sort of redone over not that long ago, and they finally got something special for them to have in their army. So they've got single jump pack exhausts, they've got wings, they've got nice fancy N-Carmine weapons, a nice new banner, nice new swords and axes and so on. They're pretty cool, and they rock a 2+ save, and yeah, they had some very cool rules when they first come out. So the unit that just had to be added into the army, right? Just for a bit of variety, just to stand out in the battlefield as well. So there we go then, guys. That is the Boys in Red and Gold all covered. So lots of Terminators, lots of infantry. It was going to be kind of a company project. That still may happen. I have kept all of the sort of part painted Blood Angels, which was quite a substantial number, to be honest. And yeah, this is going to be a sort of a recurring, returning project, long term. Now we always say we're going to come back to projects, and this project has been going on for at least 5 years. So don't expect anything in the immediate future. But I do have one more showcase video, and that is all the vehicles and armour that we haven't seen so far. So Dreadnoughts, Storm Ravens, Predator tanks, all that kind of stuff. And a Land Raider I think I've got in this collection as well. So that'll be coming in the next Blood Angel showcase in about a week's time-ish, depending on how well the rest of my videos are going with Warlord Titans and new Dominus Knights and so on. If you enjoyed this video showcase, guys, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I shall catch you guys on the next video.